King Charles visited Canada this week. It looked formal, maybe even routine, but this visit came at a critical moment. The US president has called Canada the 51st state. He has slapped on new tariffs and mocked Canadian sovereignty. In that tense climate, the King's presence in Parliament meant something more. It was a reminder that Canada is sovereign, proud, and independent. And that message was not just for Canadians, it was for the world. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Poli-Sci. In Poli-Sci, we make global politics easy to understand. This week, King Charles visited Canada. The headlines followed the ceremonies, the formal greetings, and his address in Parliament. But here is the questions we are asking today. What does this visit mean for Canada? Because it is not just symbolic. It is happening at a moment when Canada's sovereignty and global standing are being challenged. Let us talk about the context. In his second term as the US president, Donald Trump has adopted an aggressive tone toward Canada. His administration has imposed new tariffs and also used economic leverage. The purpose was to pressure Canadian industries. Donald Trump himself referred to Canada as America's 51st state. He publicly and repeatedly called the former Canadian Prime Minister as governor. These aren't just insults. They are political signals. They question Canada's independence. And that is exactly why King Charles' visit matters more than it seems. When a sitting monarch who served as Canada's constitutional head of state stands in Parliament and speaks of unity, identity, and reconciliation, he is affirming something much bigger. That Canada is not an extension of any other country. It is an independent nation with its own institutions, values, and voice. Let us step back for a moment. In 1951, Queen Elizabeth toured Canada when it was part of the British realm. In 1982, she returned to sign the Constitution Act, ending British legislative power over Canada. Now in 2025, King Charles arrived in a country that is global, diverse, and deeply sovereign. Now, a significant number of its population are immigrants. Its indigenous voices are central to public life. Its multiculturalism is enshrined not just in policy but in identity. In his address, the king emphasized inclusiveness, sustainability, and shared responsibility. He acknowledged indigenous histories and the ongoing journey of reconciliation. He wasn't speaking as a ruler. He was standing as a living symbol of Canada's constitutional democracy. He reminded Canadians in the world that this country is more than its economy or geography. It is a nation built on values. So, what message this visit sends? To Canadians, that sovereignty isn't just legal, it is cultural, civic, and deeply symbolic. To Canada's allies, that Canada remains a principal partner, grounded in stability and pluralism. And to Canada's rivals, that Canada does not stand alone. Let's sum up. At a time when external pressures seek to undermine Canada's voice, this visit quietly reaffirmed its independence and integrity. Thank you for watching Poli-Sci. If you found this episode insightful, hit like, subscribe, and share your thoughts below. See you next time.